Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's Bendy and the Ink Machine video, we take a look at a brand new audio log for Jack Fain, which released on the Joey Drew Studios YouTube channel. This audio log includes some interesting information about the greater story of the game, as well as further insight into Joey's egotistical personality. After analysing this audio log, we'll also take a look at the two new Bendy and the Ink Machine books that have recently been announced and examine how the story of the Bendy novel may change everything we thought we knew about the worker inhabiting the Boris clone that Henry met on his adventure through the studio. So let's get started by taking a look at Jack Fain's audio log. Now, in case you don't remember, Jack Fain worked alongside Sammy Lawrence, writing lyrics for the music Sammy composed. To get some solitude, Jack had set up camp in the sewer system below the studios, which, while maybe a bit stinky, afforded him the peace and quiet he desired in order to crank out songs for Joey Drew's cartoon shows. This recording took place during November 1943. This is important to remember for later in the video, but for now let's take a listen to this new recording.
Okay, the smell is kind of starting to get to me now. Ever since they started putting in more pipes, it's really begun to flow a lot more down here. The good news is it's helped me to work on things a lot faster. Definitely been some of my best lyrics lately. Sammy and I even won an award for one of our songs last month, I was told. Of course it had Mr. Drew's name on the award, but it's a thought that counts. Speaking of which, I saw Mr. Drew the other day. He was meeting with that Connor fellow holding some papers. Why they want to meet down here is beyond me. Something stinks.
From the very beginning, we can tell that working for Joey Drew is a thankless job as well as a painful test of endurance. Jack Fain has taken to the sewers to actually get some work done, as the work environment above is so disruptive due to the installation of the ink machine, which we know happened during this year due to Thomas Connor's prior audio log on the subject. However, it sounds as though the runoff from this machine is flooding the sewer system and making it even more disgusting down there than usual. The key piece of information though comes from learning that Sammy Lawrence and Jack Fain won an award for the songs they created for the Bendy cartoons. However, it was Joey who took the award in his name. This once again goes to show how Joey would hire very talented people to work for him and bring his ideas to life only to claim the glory for himself. Something that seemed to have frustrated fellow egomaniac Bertram Piedmont more than anyone else.
No! This is my park, my glory!
Joey not only made the studios an unbearable place to work, he also denied his artists and creators their own well-deserved accolades, taking credit and praise for pretty much anything positive that came out of the studio. No wonder so many people were driven to insanity there. However, the final discovery comes right at the end of the recording. Joey and Thomas Connor were having secret meetings in the sewer system and looking over mysterious documentation. This is not normal unless of course you have something to hide, which of course we know Joey did. He obviously didn't want his workers knowing he planned to create living cartoons, much less ones which would use their souls to inject some personality. Maybe Jack Fain heard a little bit too much and became one of the first creations born out of the ink machine. After all, he shows up as a very underdeveloped creature in the game. Jack's fate may well have come from simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time. The chilling point to take from this secret meeting though is that, as we discussed in a previous theory, this all but confirms Thomas Connor had a large part in helping Joey Drew execute his devilish plan, meaning Connor was complicit in all of the dark and nefarious schemes Joey cooked up, and in part himself responsible for the tragic fate of so many workers at the studio, eventually leading to his own downfall as we believe he became Tom Boris. I have made an in-depth theory on this which I'll link to at the end of this video. Now let's take a look and analysis at both of these new books. Recently, two new Bendy and the Ink Machine books were confirmed to be launching later this year via the Bendy Twitter page. One of these, the Joey Drew Studios Employee Handbook, we had already heard about. The other, which seems to be an original novel titled Dreams Come to Life by author Adrian Kress, is brand new, and both have official art and descriptions over on their Amazon pages. When looking at these descriptions, we learn some interesting things, and some of this new information may even tie directly into the story of the original Bendy and the Ink Machine game itself. So let's take a look at these book descriptions and what this means for the greater story of the game. The Joey Drew Studios Employee Handbook reads as follows. Welcome to Joey Drew Studios, where your favourite characters come to life. In this employee handbook, you'll find everything you need to rise to the top of the studio. Learn how to draw Bendy and Boris and study the storyboard art for the latest cartoons. Explore a map of our sprawling studio and learn how to operate our state-of-the-art ink machine. And meet our staff who can teach you a trick or two to help you survive when things are looking grim. Don't miss this terrifying in-world guidebook, your key to unlocking the mysteries of Bendy and the Ink Machine. This description is interesting as it alludes to this handbook being more than just a guide to drawing the characters and learning about things those who have already played the game would already know. This book actually suggests that we will learn exactly how the Ink Machine works, as well as getting detailed floor plans to the entire studio and discover the mysteries behind it all. In fact, the book seems to hint at giving out extra plot and character information, meaning we can take this to both tie up previous theories as well as creating new ones using additional details provided by this book. The Joey Drew Studios Handbook promises to add depth and further content to the game, and I'm personally excited to dive in and get some answers to previously unsolved mysteries. Currently, this book is scheduled for release July 30th, 2019. But what can we learn when turning our attention to the Bendy novel Dreams Come to Life? While this is a novel based around the original game, it still appears to be canon to the story, and this is noteworthy when we take a look at the description for the book, which reads as follows. An all-new, official, original novel from the twisted world of the hit horror video game Bendy and the Ink Machine. 17-year-old Buddy has spent most of his life trying to escape the Lower East Side slums of New York City. Working as a delivery boy to support his family, Buddy wants to become an artist, a dream he's sure will never be realised. But all of that changes when a delivery job puts him face to face with Mr. Joey Drew, the eccentric owner of an animation studio. Mr. Drew takes Buddy under his wing as an apprentice, thrusting him into a world unlike anything Buddy has seen before. There's the colourful cast of the studio, from the cranky yet driven composer Sammy Lawrence to Dot, the writing intern and Buddy's counterpart. Working for Mr. Drew, Buddy starts to think that maybe it really is as simple as Mr. Drew says. Dreams do come true, but not everything at the studio is as picture perfect as it seems. Something is going bump in the night at Joey Drew Studios, something that leaves behind trails of thick, dark ink. While the studio frantically works towards their latest deadline, Buddy and Dot team up to find out just what is tormenting the studio after hours, even if it means tracking the trail to Mr. Joey Drew himself. Don't miss the official, original, pulse-pounding story from award-winning author Adrian Kress, developed with the Meatly, Mike Mood, and BookPast. The first point to note is that the book description seemingly confirms a theory we had made long ago about the location of Joey Drew Studios. It seems the animation workshop was indeed based around New York City. The main character Buddy is a new junior animator who is hired by Joey Drew, who promises his wildest dreams will come true. Again, evidence of Joey preying on the impressionable minds of naive workers. This Buddy character is down on his luck and would easily be manipulated by a man he looked up to, such as Joey. So with this hiring, it appears that this novel takes place after Henry left and Joey began recruiting new artists to work in his place. However, because this novel also seems to speak about an inky presence at the studio, and we have reason to believe that Joey's inky experiments began during the 1940s, this is most likely the time period for this novel to take place within. Another interesting note is that we get a second new character, writing intern Dot. Dot seems like another youngster who befriends Buddy, and the two begin an investigation into their employer, Joey Drew. This may well end badly for at least one of them. Why? Well, think back to all the references we get to Buddy in the main game. Henry uses the looking glass tool to discover hidden messages, and many of these refer to Boris as Buddy. The train attraction in Bendyland was even called the Buddy Boris. So it is possible that all of our theories about the Boris Henry encounters in the game may be disproven by a previously unheard of character now revealed in this book. Could this new animator, Buddy, actually have fallen victim to Joey Drew's ink machine experimentation and have been transformed into the Boris we encounter in the original Bendy and the Ink Machine game? Well, it's certainly possible. However, until the book releases, we will have to wait and see. Currently, Dreams Come to Life is available to pre-order on Amazon with a September 3rd release date. It seems like an interesting premise that will actually add something noteworthy to the original tale, and I'm personally quite excited to dig into this one. And that's it for today's video. Please remember to give it a like if you did enjoy watching, and maybe drop a comment too, as well as subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications so you never miss an upload. This channel specializes in variety horror content, including creepypasta readings, horror gaming facts and theories, and general interest pop culture horror videos. So if you're interested in all things spooky, you'll find something to enjoy here at SuperHorrorBro. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.